So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sharon Whiteman, and it's my great pleasure and privilege to be here with each and every one of you this week. And it's our Christmas farewell. So, happy holidays, Merry Christmas to however everyone celebrates this holiday time of year. We're very privileged to come together as an Australasian community and my partners, Diana and Gary, in these endeavors to be listening and inspired and educated and led by Al Bala. Now, a little bit about his background. Al Bala joined Manatech in October 2007 as Senior Vice President of Global Sales. He was then named Executive Vice President Sales in January 2011. Due to his involvement in Manatech's global sales and marketing efforts, in January 2012, Mr. Bala was named Executive Vice President Sales and Marketing. Mr. Bala was promoted again in 2014 to serve as President International, Executive Vice President, Chief Sales and Marketing Officer. Mr. Bala was named President of the company in May 2014, and in August 2015, he was promoted to CEO. Mr. Bala served as Chief Operating Officer of Brit Worldwide LLC, one of the largest independent Amway network marketing companies, from 1992 to 2006. While with Brit Worldwide, his main focus was providing motivation, training, and tools for associates in the field in more than 65 countries across the globe. Mr. Bala is always also heavily involved in the launch and the relaunch of over 60 international markets, including BRICS markets, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. This propelled Brit Worldwide international sales volume to more than 500 million. In addition, and there's more, to more than 37 years of domestic and international experience in network marketing, Al's proven record includes growing a major direct sales organization to 750 million, reaching more than 1 million people in 60 countries. Mr. Bala served as manufacturing plant manager for Bose Corporation from 1983 to 92. He's conversant and or fluent in more than 13 languages. And so you can hear it and barely do English today. Al Bala, he walks his talk. He's passionate about both the field and the company, and he's here to support each and every one of us. So, really, it's tumultuous times globally, but Manatech is still on track for a positive 2023. And, the call to action for you, what about you? So, Al, thank you very much for being here.
All right. Well, I think we're going to change that introduction.
Well, I asked Donna, and that was
yeah, I know. We haven't done it yet, but I think that's a lot about what we've done in the past, and I want it to be more about what we're doing now and what we're going to do in the future. So I'll have to figure it out. But thank you so much. And again, I'll echo what Diana was saying. This couldn't happen without all of you guys that are jumping on here, and I see quite a few of my Facebook friends. Unfortunately, it's been a long time since I've been in your presence physically, and hopefully in 2023 we will change that. But also, this wouldn't happen if it wasn't for Sharon and Diana and Gary. So thank you guys. We really, really do appreciate your consistency. We know that this business model is all about consistency. It's about being together on a regular basis. It's about building community, which you guys have really done a great job continuing to foster this community and moving it along and curating it, I would say. So thank you for that. Really appreciate you guys being at the forefront of this. I know so that Jennifer Messenger, our GM, is on the line. So good to have you with us as well, Jennifer. I know that, we're all making big plans for 2023. So
Al, I'm just going to go off camera, but I'm here if you need me.
Okay, well, I hope that you continue to hear me well. And but again, thank you, Sharon. Really appreciate what you guys do on an ongoing basis to make sure that this continues. Obviously, this is an end of the year type conversation. Hope it's a conversation, not a presentation. I'm just going to talk to you from my heart, really, in terms of what I see. Some of it, obviously, we know. 2022 was a tough year. It was a tough year in general. I mean, we all know about what's happened as a post-pandemic global macroeconomics, I would call it, of inflation, inflation and supply chain issues and gosh, so many things they've come, so many headwinds we've had both on our business and personal lives. And I'm happy that 2022 is going to be behind us, but I'm pretty excited about 2023, and I'm going to try to speak to it from a place that is not about just trying to, say the right words and motivate you. And because I can see just from the names of the people that I hear that you've been around this thing for a little while. And you've stuck around, and you're still hopeful, and you still have a dream of this being what it's always been promised to be. And I do believe that that's a reasonable promise. It's a reasonable expectation of what can happen in the future. In this country, in the U.S., you're going to be hearing about a lot about what's going on in the workforce. It started out with what they call the Great Resignation. The Great Resignation, the post-pandemic Great Resignation. Literally 40 million people just quit their jobs and moved on. Then we heard this thing called quiet quitting. People they're not leaving their jobs, but they're staying around. But frankly, they're not happy. They're not satisfied with the current situation. If you think of it on a larger scale, when you think of it globally, there's a concept in China they call now laying flat, which basically says, it's the same as quiet quitting, which means that, certainly people are not happy with the status quo. People want more from their lives. And that has always boded well for our industry. As you could hear from Sharon's introduction, I've been in this a long time, 42 years now. Started out when I was 20, as a young immigrant in the United States. And again, this business model completely changed my life. And my, this journey has taken me all the way here to the seat that I have right now with Manatech. And I'm pretty proud of it, but at the same time, I have this gut feeling that we're literally just only scratching the surface of what is possible. I've always believed in this industry. I believed in the idea of flexibility and time freedom and the idea of leveraging myself. I love the concept of leverage and still love it today. Because very few people get a chance to create leverage in their lives, leveraging their time, leveraging their abilities to be able to create something that eventually leads to something I also like, which is the concept of passive income. And you will hear passive income is like the nirvana of the different ways you can create income, linear to start, and then leveraged income, the passive income, and windfall income. So you got four kinds of incomes four ways that you can create wealth. I love the two that had, the one that had to do with leverage and the one that has to do with passive. Because that's really what eventually leads you to the place where, we used to call it financial freedom. We tend to be a little bit more realistic about what we call, financial freedom. One, because it's many things to many people. And two is because it used to connotate with the idea that I will work hard for 5 years and then I'll take the rest of my life off, which is something, unfortunately, I feel like I for many, many, many years and in many, many, many countries in front of many, many, many audience, I think I was guilty for making that promise of what this industry could deliver. I do believe that it's there for us, but I think there are some other things as well that we need to consider when we think about what are the benefits of this industries. And I do believe that those benefits continue to be very strong. And all we have to do is look at what's happening in the workforce, look at what's happening on the fact that people are truly unhappy with their work situation. And usually when that happens, it means that people are looking around. Now, if I go back 40 years ago, if I go back 30 years ago, these times were absolutely the best time for our industry. Our industry was almost kind of a hedge to inflation, a hedge to unemployment, a hedge to high mortgage rates and high interest rates. For many, many years, for at least 20 of my 42 years, that was true. But now we realize that we're competing with many other options on how people can create an income. Whether so we call it the gig economy. I mean, we're all aware of that, and I can't speak for the numbers in Australia, but I can speak to the numbers in this country. There's about 63 million people in this country. 1 out of 3 households are doing something else to bring supplemental income into their families. Those numbers are incredibly important for us in a couple of ways. One, because those 63 million people did not choose direct selling. That's important, because obviously something about what the gig offers feels different than what we offer. And so as we look into 2023 and beyond, I can tell you that as a company, Manatech, we will initiate a whole new process to change the audience language and behavior that we are expecting from people, and create a model that makes sense for people, that is clear, that has clarity. Because many times I think our industry has been a little opaque. Our terminology is a little different. People don't know what we're talking about. And more than that, I think our comp plans and how people earn income and all those things have always been a mystery for a lot of people. So as a company, I can tell you, as we look into the future and we look at truly what I believe is a blue ocean opportunity, and I'm going to get into that in a bit, because for me, things have to make sense. It's probably part of my engineering background. I always look at what's going on in terms of the mega trends, and because for me, opportunity in a business environment is meeting those trends, being ahead of those trends, playing the puck where it's going to be. If you're going to use a hockey terminology, don't play the puck where it is, play it where it's going to be. And the fact that people are unhappy and people are laying flat, or people are quietly resigning, or greatly resigning, or quietly quitting, tells me there's an amazing opportunity if the right message is presented to the right people at the right time. Back in the days, my presentation, half of my presentation was about convincing people they should do something else. Most people were really locked into a paradigm of a job, J-O-B, and Social Security, and the government's going to take care of me. I'm going to work hard for 45 years. I'm going to retire and enjoy my golden years, and I'm going to travel the world. Well, we know we knew that wasn't true 40 years ago. Or we thought it wasn't true. We assumed it wasn't true. We told people that wasn't true. Well, 40 years later, now it's become a reality. It's not true. So people have to come face to face with that reality, that's not true. That's not going to happen. Now it's not just somebody's thoughts about it. It's the reality of what we're facing. Think about in the US, I mean, there's going to be hundreds of thousands, millions of people displaced from their current jobs. I mean, when high-tech companies are starting to lay off tens of thousands of people, and everybody is restructuring, resizing their businesses, that is going to be a shock to the system. And it's a shock to the system that fortunately, unfortunately, plays into what we're doing if we are going out there and presenting it in a way that people can understand and to some degree migrate to it and it resonates with them. I'll be ending in a minute with why Manatech and what we do should resonate with people anyways, right? But let me, so we have this whole movement of people that are truly unhappy with what they're doing. But then you're seeing the millions of people that are migrating to the gig economies. And by the way, now it's no longer about having a gig. It's really about having multiple gigs. The last number I saw was something like 43% of people that are involved in a gig actually have multiple gigs. Folks, that for me means, there's people already looking. In the past, we had to create a need and then fill it. Now the need exists, it's here. The numbers are clear, we see it. There's no question about it, all right? So now it's just a matter of how do I talk to them? How do I find them? How do I talk to them? And how do I present them in a way that makes sense to them so that I can bring them on and be very clear on the expectations that we have about what can happen. We don't have to talk about becoming a multimillionaire. We don't have to talk about firing your boss. All we have to talk about is a supplemental income of 500 to 1,500 US dollars, whatever that is in Aussie dollars. But it's realizing that the 80% of these people are looking for $500 to $1,000 a month. Sometimes we feel like we have to tell them how big the opportunity is when really, number one, they don't believe it. And number two, it's not really what they want. But if we meet people, the 80% where they are, 500 to 1,000 a month, 15% of them probably want 500 to 1,000 a week. And 5% of them probably want 500 to 1,000 a day. For a lot of people that are here, you've been around a long time, you realize we have geared our speech for a long time to the 5%. They want to make a lot of money. And we've missed the 95% that just want to do a little bit better for their families. And if we meet them where they are, eventually we can migrate them to the bigger, the bigger goals and the bigger income. So that's, so people are unhappy with their status quo, and they've shown it, they're telling us. The gig economy is telling us that people are looking for these other activities they can do. Health and wellness is a multi-trillion-dollar industry that is growing faster than anything else. And number four, e-commerce is displacing conventional commerce at a rate like we've never seen ever in the history of the world. The shift that's happening between, conventional commerce and e-commerce and mobile commerce and social commerce, whatever you call it. If you look at these things, you would say, that those things all point to the things that we do together in Manatech. I have no question about that. We are in the wellness industry, and we are major players in there. We have a very respectable position in wellness, backed by science, backed by patents, backed by clinical studies and all those things. We are literally a e-commerce opportunity. Really, what we do. When I think about what I did 42 years ago, when I thought that, hey, I can be free in the soap business, which I was very excited about. And eventually I was able to retire from my normal job as an engineer, as a plant manager at Bose Corporation, to go out and strike out on my own. But at that time, folks, I literally ordered from my upline every Sunday night drove to his house every Thursday to pick up those products, bring it to my house so my downline could come and pick it up from me so that their downline could pick it up from them. And they wrote me checks and I had to pay the commissions. I mean, we did it all. And still we thought, oh my God, we can be free. Think about where we are today. An e-commerce opportunity where literally it's a website that from day one is global in 32 countries, where a company takes care of all the logistics. Nobody has to drive to anybody's home to go do this. It's all shipped door to door in 32 countries. I think that's a pretty powerful business opportunity for anyone in the right industry at the right time where people are looking. So again, how are we talking to these people? How are we telling them about this opportunity? Because that would make completely a big difference in terms of, how they respond. If we go to them with the same language we've always used in direct selling and in network marketing, I will tell you that more than 57%, because I just saw the survey, will probably not be interested. But if we can shift the language, now you say, well, then tell us about the language. I don't think we have time right now to work on that. But I would say leaders, all of you that are on this call, as you get ready for 2023, I think we should start coming together and figure out what is the language that we must use? What is the right language for attracting the people that are already ready for us? Guys, it's not like we have to go and, like I said, create a need and try to fill the need. No, the need is already there. We just have to connect the people who want what we have and what we have. I hope this makes sense. And, and I'll tell you, even after 42 years in this industry, right, I couldn't be more excited about what we have. I understand the headwinds. I totally understand the headwinds. Trust me, I deal with those headwinds every day. But I can tell you also that I see the blue ocean that is in front of us if we choose to have that as our mantra and attitude about what the future is going to look like. And again, these are not just mere words to motivate you as we close this year and as we look forward to the next, to 2023. This is the reality of what I live every day. And this is the excitement I do have after 42 years, probably more than ever before, about what is possible. Now, it does say that we all, as very smart people, will have to come together and figure out what that messaging is. But is there a need already? Yes, it is. I mean, the numbers are, they're huge in terms of how much money is transacting on e-commerce, global e-commerce. Imagine that, in the US, I can speak about the US, for $50, you are immediately you have an e-commerce opportunity. You have your own e-commerce website, your virtual store that can service customers in 32 countries. You have technology in the palm of your hand that didn't exist just 10 years ago. The stuff you can do today. The fact that we can be here and I'm in Dallas and you are in Australia, but like Sunday when I do the global connection, there will be people from 10 different countries in one place, a community, a global community, multiple languages, listening to a message. As a person who traveled and opened markets in 65 different new markets, and I had to travel to each one of these countries to get in front of these people and talk to them about the dream and talk to them about the opportunity and teach them about the products and teach them about the comp plan and teach them about personal development and all those things. But you had to physically be there. Today, you don't. From the comfort of your home, you have the opportunity to reach out to a global audience backed by a 30-year-old company, NASDAQ traded 30-year-old company that has already established quite a bit of credibility in their ability to develop the right solution, health and wellness solutions for the world in a post-pandemic era where everybody is concerned about their health and their immune system and their gut health and their brain health and sleeping and stress and all those things. We have the right solution. Guys, can we agree? I mean, give me a 1 on the chat. Let me know that you're hearing what I'm saying, because guys, if you get this and you can internalize this, then it's just a matter of communicating what you have internalized. Because usually, this is, take it as I'm saying it with love, is if people are not responding to you, is probably because your message is not coming from a place of absolute pure conviction. I used to hear from someone that, if you're passionate in fire, people will come and see you burn. So if what I'm saying makes sense to you and you really have internalized the value that you bring to the marketplace, and especially a marketplace of people who want to be entrepreneurs because they're sick and tired of being sick and tired of a job, or probably don't even have a job, can't have a job, right? Then if that passion, if that burning desire, passion was to come true, I'm telling you, people will follow you, and they have no clue why they're following you, but they follow you because you have internalized this and you believe and you are convicted that this thing is right. This what I'm saying is actually correct. Does that make sense? And if you do believe, like Gary just put on there, there's never been a better time, you are unstoppable. And your 2023 could be nothing like the last 10 years you've been in Manatech, frankly. I mean, I'm not saying this to motivate you. I'm just saying to you because it's the truth. And if I didn't believe that, I wouldn't be saying that, and I wouldn't be excited about it. And this is not fake excitement, just so you know. I'm Portuguese, and I got a little bit of passion in me, but I am truly excited. I'm truly excited about what's ahead of us. I'm conscious of what we've been through. It's not been fun. It's been hard. I mean, I'll be the first one to acknowledge it. 2021 was an amazing year. We had a great year. 2022, I am glad it's over, almost over, because I am ready for a new year and a new reality. And I hope you are too. And if you are, and if you heard what I said, and I know some of you, I don't know if you plug into the global connection. I know it's kind of late. It's a noontime central, which is kind of late for you guys for sure. But I'm sure there's replays and everything else. This is the presentation that we put in front of people. So we need to, and I'm not sure we're even there yet, but I know that it's starting to connect. We're connecting these dots for people, but we're just getting started. I will tell you as the CEO of the company, we're just getting started. We are aware of what needs to be done, and we're committed to getting it done. Now, for you, there's going to be a few things that are coming up. One is going to be definitely a new line of product. I think I don't know if I'd be out of line for saying that, but maybe most of you already know. And I wish I could be looking at Jenny right now for her to tell me, yes, you can talk about this, maybe not. But you got a new line of skincare coming up. I think that's going to be a great offering on top of all the other amazing things that you have to offer already. I'll be first to apologize. 2022 supply chain was a train wreck, but that was not just for us. It was for the whole world. There was a lot of things we could not avoid, but wish we could. I wish we could have done better, and I apologize to you guys for the fact that we couldn't support you in the way that we could. But I think those things are behind us. I think 2023 is going to be a great year for those who believe it's going to be a great year. All right. So if we can put 2022 behind us and look forward. Now, some of you have done some amazing things in 2022, by the way. And all I would say to you, continue. I mean, you've built the foundation for a great 2023. Some of you, you're just having to pick it up again. But you know what? It's not how many times you've been knocked out, it's how many times you got back up again. So, again, without clicheing this, but we just got to get up again. We just got to get up again. Does that make sense? All right. I just let the cat out of the bag, Jenny said. Okay. Well, I checked with Chris. He said I could talk about it. So, well, but anyways, I mean, so we are thinking about you guys. We're thinking about what's possible. We know you got a big event coming up as well. I'm really, really toying with the idea of being there. And so Jenny, if I can be of any assistance, let me know, because I'd get on a plane and get out there and be able to have these conversations with you all, because again, I really believe it. I believe it with every fiber of my being that we got something special in our hands. So please believe that and internalize that, because once you internalize that and it comes out in this fiery kind of passion, like I said, people will come and see you burn, and people will be attracted to your conviction. And I think that that could change everything. Again, we are all one decision away from changing everything, right? We're one person away. In my experience in this industry, there's always that one person that shows up in your life, in your business, that changes the complexion of your business. So I would say, just keep going, keep trying, keep talking. There are people ready out there. There's more people ready to hear what you have to say today than ever in the history of Manatech and Manatech Australia. They are ready, whether it's because they need additional activities to do, to make a difference in their lives financially, whether it's a product that's going to make a difference in their health. They need what you have. And if it's the finest skincare in the world, Kelly, then they need you, right? So anyways, I hope this made sense. I don't know how much time I had. I hope I didn't overstay my welcome, but I just want to say Australia is in our mind. As you probably know, I mean, Landon was there just a few weeks ago after visiting Thailand, which, by the way, we are opening up Thailand. That's coming up here in 2023. So Manatech is growing geographically. We're growing in product line as well, as you can see. And, there'll be more things you're going to be hearing about over the next few months, about things that we're doing that we're going to start right here in North America. But definitely in no time, we'll be expanding it to the rest of the world, but you'll be hearing a little bit more about that. And it's going to be about how we are facing this future and the changes that are happening in our business model, and how we're creating truly the model of the future that really speaks to those people who have chosen to go into a gig versus going into direct selling, network marketing, MLM. Changing the audience, the language, and the behavior to create something that truly will be the next gen of our business model. So stay posted. This would be not a time to take it easy. This is a time to put everything you got out there and make sure that you are in position to take advantage of those things that are coming up. Until then, I'm going to wish you a very happy holiday and Merry Christmas for those of you who celebrate Christmas, and let you know that I'm hoping to be there with you really soon and be part of the renaissance of Manatech Australia, Australasia, I would say. So Sharon, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm always honored when you call and ask, because it's what I love to do, frankly. And I hope that what I said made sense, and hopefully getting you ready mentally for a new year and being able to put aside all the other stuff and know that we are going into a new year, and realizing that, look, what happens in the macro economy is important, but more important is what you do in your own micro economy.
Mhm.
What do you do? Because there's always going to be people who win, regardless of whether the macro economy is good or bad. They win because they've decided. And when they've decided, it's almost like the universe conspires for their success, right? So you've heard that before. I believe that totally is the minute you step out in faith, so many things, good things, come your way because of your decisions that truly determine your destiny. And I only want to wish you just the most brilliant future and destiny with Manatech and this community of people that you guys are part of, that I'm very, very proud of and very thankful for. So thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Diana, for all you do. Thank you, Jenny, for all you do as well. And the whole team at Manatech Australia. It's a small team, but they do a lot and they committed to your success. And I know that. So I don't have to tell you that, but you know that. So thank you guys for all that you do. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Bala, God bless you. We're so fortunate and blessed to have you as our fearless leader. You're such an awesome man. So thank you very, very much. We wish you the very best Christmas and all God's blessings. And we'll see everyone else in probably the third week of January. So have a wonderful and safe holiday season. Thank you, everybody. See you.
All right.
Goodbye.
Thank you, guys. Have a great holiday. Bye-bye.
Bye.